All right, so we're back with this one braid thing I got going on. So if you watch this in the replay, give it a chance, watch some things, and then give me your thoughts on what I want to talk about on this surviving Rona vibe I have going right now. So I wanted to hello. So yeah, this feels really good though, y'all. The Communal World products are really nice. Okay, so let's talk now. Today, round two. Ding ding ding. Okay, so today I taught belly dance. Um, so I did. This is my second time doing it. Hi. So this is my second time doing it, but I taught belly dance today, and it felt really good. Now, what happened is that what was interesting about today teaching was that it was my older students that have been with me for years. One who's Selena, she's not only been with, was in my classes for years, but she wound up teaching under me after I taught her, and she did classes for us because we had a contract with a college, and so she used to teach for us, and it was, yes, on Zoom, and so it pushed me because I haven't taught in years. I mean, like for real, taught like consistently, just teaching. I haven't done that in years. Even though I have been teaching off and on for 15 years, I really haven't been teaching in the last few years. And so it pushed my body, and it also renewed my love for belly dance. Because people have asked me over the years to start classes and everything, but because classes has always been about getting a space and doing all those type of things, and then having to commit to paying for a space, and then trying to hustle up students, and then them not wanting to come on this day and everything. Whereas this has given me the opportunity to teach on my terms, which is I tell you I'm going to do it for an hour. If you come, you come. If you don't, you don't. I'm not paying for any space. I'm here in my own home. The only thing I'm paying for is a Zoom thing for like $15 a month, 16 with tax. And so it really felt good to do it. And like I said, like you all don't know that about me. I say it, but you don't understand it because you were not part of that part of my life when I was immersed in teaching dance, when I had a studio, when I was doing a lot of that. So to you all, it's like okay, and that sounds something, but that was really serious for me, and it was about what I wanted to do. It was a really good time for me on many levels. It was a broke ass time for me. I had no fucking money, but I love what I did. And so to be able to do it again and to see people that I haven't been able to see, but we're still kind of connected, and understand like that I have taught thousands of women over the years. If I thought about it, I said I've taught thousands of women, from doing like classes and private classes for a one-off, or women who have come and taken classes from me for a while. I have taught thousands of women. And that part of me, the new side, new people don't understand that. So when I say I want to teach belly dance, newer people are like, they kind of blew it off. Whereas I know that people who understand, when I say I'm gonna teach you, we're gonna have a class. So it felt good, and it made me think about things. And so I wanted to talk about it because I think that this is such a time for us. We are, like we always say, we're in such a unique situation right now. But it also has created pockets of ways to do things that you wouldn't normally do. And so I want to challenge y'all on that, is to look at life and see how you could actually do some things that you didn't think you could do, because we're so busy living. And I think right now the world needed some stillness, and we need some stillness, because this is creating a stillness within this whole entire world, the civilization. And it is also making people not everybody, but it is also bringing out the humanity in people and the fun in people and the creativity in people, because even our personalities, even our, celebrities and stuff are coming through, just wanting to be part of keeping people at home and not getting paid for anything, but just sharing themselves. And you know why it's so easy? Because we're sitting in our homes, in our spaces, and we can do these things without having to get up, move around and everything, and it's really a really good time. So I have decided, now I know I want to go back to teaching, and I can teach like this. I can sit around and I can make a way. Now, of course, when it gets colder again, because right now I'm on the vagaries of the weather, because it's best for me to teach out on my porch or go downstairs in the building, because my floors aren't that stable for me to be jumping around like I normally do teaching. So eventually I will probably try to figure out a way to teach where I have a more stable floor, so I can do it when I want to. But I'm saying that look at the things, just take this time with the stillness that the world is in, and do something for you, or find something, reignite something that you love, ignite a love, something that you've always wanted to try or even look into. Like, one of the other things I've been doing is, like, when the family being them moved to the other apartment, this is going to be my whole apartment. I've got a big apartment. So I was like, okay, so what am I going to do? And, of course, everybody says, oh, a beauty room. But I think what I'm going to wind up doing is I want to create like a more low-key meditation room. And so I've been looking around and thinking about things and how we wanted to look and everything. So it's a time to, like, just be creative, think about how you can do things. And that doesn't even mean that you're necessarily going to do them, but push yourself out a little, creatively. Push yourself out. Read some books that you haven't. Hell, we got time. Read some books that you've always wanted to read. you know Find discussions about things that you might be interested in that you never really had the time for, because we are always so busy living our lives that we don't have enough time for ourselves. And this is the time that we should be putting those things in place. And we shouldn't go back to the way we were before, because we were just busy with chatter and not really having the quality that is being afforded us right now. So I'm just saying that if you start looking at what's going on from that kind of perspective, it really does make a difference. Like, I was sitting outside because it's a beautiful day in Chicago, and and we ain't gonna have these beautiful days again for a minute. And so we were sitting outside on the porch. I was sitting outside by myself this evening, just listening to music, things like that that are really simple to do, but we take for granted, and we don't do it as much because it's there all the time. It's like, if that stuff is there all the time, so we don't really do it, and now we can do it and really enjoy it. So take some time to enjoy those things. And so that's what I wanted to talk about in reference to my surviving Rona, conversations. I can still smell the Delina. Oh my God, I'm telling you, Delina smells so good. I'm just here to say that Delina smells so good. Okay. So anyway, that was my thoughts. Have you been doing anything lately that has been, like, igniting some passion in you, or something that you've been wanting to do, or just taking some time for yourself? Have you been doing that, more of that now? Do you find yourself having some of that time and using and utilizing it, as opposed to just like, oh my God, this is terrible, oh God? Are you actually utilizing the time that you are being given that we don't normally have? Think about that. So think about that. What have y'all been doing? And and I said this before, and I said this when I was talking about it earlier. Let me be clear that when it comes down to me teaching, with your kids, okay, right? And see, but you're taking some time, because normally you will be like, playing games. Okay, see, and those are time, and those are such good times that like we really don't take advantage of like that quality time. It's just like hanging out, um, right? So nothing has changed for you, Tracy. Okay, okay. However, look at it from this perspective. Has it changed because there's less demands on you? Period. Right. Or like with work and everything, there's really not a lot going on. So are you able to do more things because people are really leaving you alone and they don't have any expectations of you? um right. See, there you go, hung them bedroom curtains. And now, okay, you're working from home. Okay. Yeah, and as if we can rise, uh right, but if we can rise up above this instead of looking at the glass half empty and finding the fullness of this time, we can make more of this. Like I was telling somebody, and I was going to tell somebody else. I told a guy I know that sings. I said you should be doing bedroom songs, bedtime songs. I said you should do a 30-minute set every day of bedtime songs, and use this time, utilize it in a way that you wouldn't have this much you couldn't get this much attention from people, and you can do what you love, and you can start moving, and you could possibly get more gigs after this is all done, and just people knowing about you. So it's a way to do that. Right, finishing up some stuff, yeah. And so that's what we need to do at this time, as opposed to just sitting around like, oh my god, and people like, oh my god. No, really, there's so much that you can find to do. I've always said I'm good with like being alone, not being at home, because I can find things to do with myself. But I am finding more, and like I said, I am loving Zoom. Didn't know Zoom. I mean, I heard of Zoom, didn't think of it on the level. Right. Right. Well, you know what? You can just maybe you could just make your list of the things you plan on getting rid of, and so when it comes time, you can just gather it all. Michelle, that could be a good way to do it. That way you don't forget, and you can just have it all listed. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this, I'm gonna get rid of this, and then be able to move it out when you're able to, and then give yourself that airiness that you need, and like even now I need to like wash clothes, I need to do a few things around the house, and I'm thinking more about my space and how I want my space to be. So I know I'm going to slow down on spending money on products because I want to put money into my space and feeling comfortable and feeling really nice in my space. Whether this is happening or not, I want that part of my life to be better. And so that's what I've been looking at. And so I think it's time for us to utilize it. It's not going to end tomorrow. So we got more weeks of this. So we need to make sure that while we're in this time, that we find a way to let go of some of the chatter, and be better to ourselves and the people around us. Because if we don't, we'll never yeah, exactly. And really getting into self-care is really important, because so many of us don't when we're in regular life, the way life has been. But now there's less demands on us. Think about it. The people that would be demanding of your time can't demand your time because you can't go around them. Or oh, I can't go to church, so I can't do all these things. Now is the time to take care of yourself. Now is the time to take care of yourself. And because no one can get in your face and get in your presence and try to down you for doing for you, because everybody is doing something. Whether they're doing for themselves, they're having their ice, they can't come around and judge you. So this is a very good time because there's very little judgment, because people aren't around each other. So they can't bother you. They can't judge you. They can't do any of that. And if that isn't an awesome time to take the time and advantage to take care of yourself, I don't know what is. Think about it. So many things that people do and get involved in and say, I'm got to do this, I got to do that, but they never take care of themselves. We rarely take care of ourselves because we're so busy taking care of other people. We're so busy doing all these other things. But in reality, we need to take care of ourselves. And maybe this is a time that we'll get that. And so I don't, and the reason why I'm saying is because I don't want us to lose ooh, I bet you it is. I don't want you to lose this time and don't get out of it what we could, you know. Like now, like I'm sitting up here, like if I gotta work from home, I'm about to create the schedule. I'm gonna go do me a walk every day. You know, I'm about to schedule some stuff for me like that. Okay, I'm gonna go take me a walk at this time. I'm gonna get these things done, and I'm gonna really take not make this time like, oh my God, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and really, really, really enjoy it and just do the things that I want to do and put things in place that I want to move forward on and not lose them. And no, so that's what I'm saying is like, don't let this time be a space, a lost space that was just empty, of full of nothing. Feel fine, even if it's just one thing to change how you live your life. Even if it's like right now, let's just be honest, most of us are cooking more than we ever did. Maybe now is the time to really put that into place, you know, cooking and things, you know. CPS has not officially shut down for the school year, Tracy. However, the moves they are making kind of makes you think that that might be happening because right now CPS and our schools, the charter schools and everything, are working on getting technology for disadvantaged students to make sure that they can get work and be able to do the work that we're putting out. So it seems like they haven't said anything. We're out until May 1st at the earliest because we are still on shelter in place until April 30th as a state. But it is kind of feeling like we might not come back right away. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, we will see. But right now, that's what we got going on. So I just wanted, I'm not gonna stay on long because I'm kind of sleepy, but I just wanted to put that out there, and I want y'all to really think about that and come back with some things. Oh wow, I don't think they have to do the whole year over. It's just like the last semester. Um, but um, I just want you all to think about it from that perspective of how about, you know, at least one or two things that you can take away from this and make your life richer and better because we've gone through this. So when we hit the other side, make sure that you just don't go back to the life you had. Not to say that it was a bad life, but maybe it's time to have a more quiet stillness to our life. All right, so that's all. I thought I heard something. All right, so that's all I wanted to say, but I didn't want that to be like at the very end of the of last conversation because then it kind of gets lost in there and no one, you know. So I wanted this to be that. So let's talk about it again in about a week or two. We'll have a update and see where we're at, you know, and see how we're doing on things like that. Are we doing some things that are going to be beneficial to our lives? Are we making our lives more beneficial? And you know, and it's not, and it can just be a little thing, you know, like for one thing, like if nothing else, take care of yourself better. Take a bath if you can, you know, eat some fruit, or you know, have a salad. Do something healthy for yourself. Take a walk. whatever, and put that in place in this time that we have now. All right, y'all. I'm about to go hang out with B for a minute until I go to sleep. So y'all have a great night. Thank y'all. You know, right, and growth and self-isolation. That's what it should be about. So you all have a great night. Thank you all for indulging me. I do appreciate it. I hope that this is a message that some other people will listen to, and hopefully it will like spark something. Because wouldn't it be wonderful if so many of us, did that? All right then. Yes, thank y'all. See, me too. All right, y'all. See y'all. I will see you all later. Y'all have a great night. We'll talk tomorrow. We got so much to talk about. All right. See you later.